Guest camera rolling. Host camera rolling. In 3, 2.
Hello once again and welcome to another edition of African Stars Club Legends. Well, in today's edition we are joined by Dr. Dieter Bittmann. Welcome Dieter, welcome to Namibia. And for those who probably don't know him or have never heard anything about him, he's the man who laid the foundation for the unavoidable introduction of mixed race football, multiracial football. He came to Namibia as a chemistry teacher for the
DHPS, yeah.
Yes, and then he started coaching African Stars, and obviously his start was not a bed of roses. There were some issues, racial issues, where the authorities always sent him back to Germany because he was going to the township to coach the African Stars.
Katutura,
yes. Can you just take us through that journey, please?
Yeah, okay. Thank you for welcoming me. I'm glad to be here in my second home in Windhoek in Namibia. And it's a long story to become the coach of African Stars. I must go some months back because I was sent to Nigeria, to Lagos, to be the football coach of Nigeria. And Nigeria wanted to have help from the German authorities. And they wanted to make a sports camp with a coach for swimming, boxing, athletics and football. Football coach, that's what I was to be in Nigeria. But 2 weeks before the football project in Namibia started, they stopped it, and Nigeria authorities said, okay, we don't want to have support from Western Europe and from Eastern Europe. We want to have a neutral land such as Sweden, Switzerland or Yugoslavia. Then they took Yugoslavia, and the football project for me was down. And then I said, I want to go to foreign countries. Then I tried to be as a teacher, to come here as a teacher. Then I got 5 or 6 opportunities from Kobe in Japan, in Hong Kong, in South America, like Rio de Janeiro, Sao Paulo and Montevideo, where I wanted to go with my wife because our former teacher was the headmaster of the German school. And then came at last Namibia, offer to be teacher and chemistry teacher here in Namibia, in Windhoek, at the Deutsche Höhere Privatschule, DHPS. And I said, oh, the opportunity is good. Then I signed the contract 75 with the DHPS. And then the authorities in Germany, education authorities, sent me down to Windhoek with my family. In January 76, 21st of January, first time I put my feet on Southwest African ground. Yeah, and then I was here, teacher, and played football with my students from the DHPS, and they said to me, hey, Mr. Dieter, Mr. Bittmann, won't you join us? We are playing for Wanderers, second league. So
yeah, which was Talpa when they became Wanderers.
That's right, yeah. And then I said, okay, why not? And there were a lot of DHPS players who played with me, Rapmo, Rodenwold, and the Eline brothers, and Eline father, and me.
Bobby and
Bob, yeah, that's right, Bobby, yeah. And then I started, and then we had a tournament in Okahandja, and then we won this tournament. The final was against SKW, and we beat them 7-1. I scored 3 or 4 goals, and then everybody knows me from the white side. Okay, this is one story, one line. The other line is, I got a telephone call in August 76 from the ministry. From some embassy in Pretoria. Aren't you the Nigeria Bittmann? I said, what do you mean Nigeria? Yeah, you wanted to be coach in Nigeria, to coach black football players. Said, yes, that's me. We have now opportunity to send you to Katutura. There is a team called African Stars. Are you interested in? I said, okay, why not? Then I had written down in my diary, I had a meeting on the 12th of August 1976 with Mbai, Jombe and Kaharongo at the Kalahari Sands Hotel.
And that was almost Jombe and Pirika.
That's right, that's right. And the same week I was chosen as under 16 football coach of the Southwest Africa school side. This was 76, yeah, okay. Then I started, first time when I was in Kadatura was on the 16th of August. And my first training session was on the 19th of August 76 in Kadatura. I couldn't believe what this was not what you can't play football on sand and stones. Then I let all the players collect the big stones and put them on one place and then 77 meters apart the other stone. And then on the other side, same, this was a goal. And then we started to play. And then they played like children. like a herd of wasps against each other. So no, okay. That's when we have to start to play real football. And then I was in Döbra with Hans Wilhelm for a weekend, and we practiced there. And I changed now the system for African Stars from English system, kick and rush. I said to 4-3-4, also 4 defenders, 3 midfield players, and 3 strikers, goalkeeper as well. And there we started our training session in Döbra. Luckywise, 1 month later, there was Dave's Furniture Cup.
Yes.
In Kadatura.
Yes, I remember very well.
You remember, yeah. And I was the only white there. I was the coach, and we started with the 4-3-3 system. And we played in the final Black Africa. And Oscar Mengo was sent off 20 minutes before the final because of arguing with the referee. So we played only with 10 players. And we won. We beat them 4-2, and then we were champion of the black football players in Namibia. And then coaching under 16, coaching DHBS, all whites, and all blacks in Kadatura. I said, no, it's not my intention. I want to play them together. How can I handle this? Yeah, and then
you didn't want to keep them separated.
Yeah, okay. We have to have championships for the blacks and for the whites. Yeah? I said, I don't like this. We have to improve. You can't improve if you're playing always Ramblers against SKW against DDS and so on, and we play Black Africa, all are the pirate citizens. We must something. I have to do something. And then I thought, why not playing my white DHBS team against the African Stars?
And you were coaching both teams?
Both. I was coach of both, and then I asked my white players, DHBS players, do you want to play against black people? Yes, why not, Mr. Wittmann? And then I asked Oscar Mengo and Karongo and everybody and Ben Naube, do you want to play against a white team? Oh yes, why not? Okay, and I was coach and referee of both teams. I said, okay, we play in Agostineo, and at this day, you won't believe, it was the 10th of February 1977. It was pouring. It was not raining. It was raining cats and dogs. It was pouring down. You can't believe. Then we have to switch from the ground.
The ground to the rugby field.
Yeah, to the rugby field. There was rugby field was better. Yeah, and then we played. Yeah, it was grass, yeah. And then we played against each other, and I told both teams, if I will hear one word of racism or insult, I will stop the game. It was a smooth game. By the way, African Stars won 3-0, and my students from DHBS said, hey, they are so fast, they are so big, they are so tricky, you can't believe it. And this is the first time they played against black players. And in my school yearbook, there was I was called football professor Wittmann, yeah, because I arranged this game. And as I haven't told you, I wasn't allowed to go to Kadatura on my own. I have to see.
To be escorted and then go to the...
Escorted to the bar.
To get special permission.
Special permission for every day, and I said no, I won't go 3 or 4 times to the authorities to get special permission to go to Kadatura. And then I got a yearly permit, and then everybody knows my car, white and blue. Mr. Dieter, hello, Mr. Dieter, you're here again. And nobody have stones on my car.
Dieter, on the same subject, I think there was an issue of the authorities at the time was Louis Pinar,
Yeah,
where they wanted to send you back
yeah,
because, and then came the issue, there was a technicality in your contract that you can coach non-Europeans.
yeah. That's a very important important sentence. I had a contract to coach, to train other peoples here in Namibia, and the
And you don't use the word like it was non-European, which you can apply to white people,
Yeah, yeah.
African origin.
Yeah. And as you know, in the apartheid systems, there was the word black was not in.
Yes.
No, it's non-whites, non-Europeans, nie blankes. Yeah, all the same. And then I said, the German foreign minister, Mr. Genscher, has signed the contract with me that I am allowed to have cultural work with non-whites. Non-whites. That's you. Yeah. And that was the thing that COSI Praetores couldn't change. And then they left me in the country. Otherwise, they would have sent me directly back to Germany because it was illegal to coach blacks and as a white man.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. It was.
And otherwise, how was the cultural difference? I mean, coming from Germany, I've been to Germany. I mean, the culture is the same, food is the same. I mean, you don't really feel that you're in a foreign country. So how was the feeling when you came to Germany? In terms of culture.
I was very young.
Language.
Yeah, but you see, I was very young and I didn't fear anything. I was looking forward. I'm always looking forward. As a teacher, I'm looking forward. As a pedagogic teacher, I have to look forward. How can you improve the school system? How can you improve the football? How can you improve Namibia and Southwest Africa former days? How can you improve football in general? So I thought, you can't play blacks against blacks and blacks against blacks and whites against whites and whites against. You must have opportunity to play against each other. And then from this 10th of February 77, Namibia, South Africa played multi-racial league. And
Before we get that, before we go to that, you coming now from a different setup, you come to coach African stars.
Yeah.
And most, let's say, all these players, they never went through proper development structures. So, but although they had the talent, so what were the differences that you probably found, I mean, to train them, to change their mindset of how to play football?
Yeah, really.
Did you have any challenges?
It was very hard for me because first of all I couldn't speak Afrikaans, and my English really you with your broken English, nobody understands you.
Yeah.
But really understood me, and then he was the man on the field, on the pitch, who said what I want to have. 4-3-3 system, for example, and so on, and throw in and indirect and direct free kicks. And Willie helped me very, very much. Willie Frieda, he came to us. He was from Cape Town, you know. And then I found out this was a defender, this was a midfield player, this was a keeper. And then I have to, I didn't remember the names and the face. And after half a year so, I know everybody. And they trust in me because all what I have done with them, it was successfully.
There was talent.
Yeah. And so, you know, I can tell you, we had, for example, a good keeper, we had good defenders. Willy Frieda, midfield, we had the strongest midfield in those days. It was Willy Frieda, Oscar Mengo, Tokolo, and Toto. He came from
the DRC.
Yeah, you know.
Was a refugee.
Yeah, he was a refugee. Yeah. He scored the second goal
Against Rangers in the men's cup final.
Yeah, that's right. No, it was very interesting because I have to learn how to speak, to talk to you, to talk to them, to talk to Oscar. And they said, Oscar, we are a team. You can't play for your own. You must pass the ball. Oh, Mr. Dieter, when I pass the ball, I won't get it back. They said, no, we have to train 1-2 to give the whole game a system. And then I said also to George, the right defender George, when we are attacking,
Attacking, yeah.
then you must run on
Over
the
the-
right hand
over
side.
the-
So we are not even 3 strikers, so we are 4 strikers. And if the other teams, they didn't recognize it at the beginning, but then we were always one player more than we should to have. We were, instead of 3, we were 4.
You have numbers.
Yeah, okay. And that was very interesting. And then they trusted in me, what I told them, and well, it was we were very successful. We won the cup. You remember it was
the league title,
the league against
both finals were against
yeah.
Rangers.
We at the last game we drew 2-2. We were league champion, and then came the final. The final was on the.
What actually happened, back in the CFA League, and Rebels won that CFA League,
Yeah.
and Stars were runner-up. Now, from each and every region, they took 2 teams.
Yeah, from the north and from the coast.
Yeah, and then African Stars won the national titles, so
Yeah,
this is the
yeah.
national league,
Yeah,
with Rebels 4-3
yeah,
in the final. And then 2 weeks later,
yeah,
we played in the Men's Day Cup final,
yeah,
and beat Rebels 2-0.
yeah.
All from both
But
Mengo
if-
and Toda.
Yeah, no, but before we had to beat Black Morocco from the north, 3-1.
No, that was another final.
No.
We're talking about the semi-final.
It's just one of the semi-final, and then we beat Sparta, although 3-1.
Yes.
Then we were leader of the Block A,
Exactly.
and Raptors was leader of the Block B.
Exactly.
Then we meet in the final, and then the final we won 2-0, and Oscar scored in the 75th minute the 1-0, and Toto with a header cross from the right and headed directly into the goal, and then we were winner. It was the first time a multiracial league in Namibia had a final between blacks and whites, and we the blacks, we won 2-0. And now everybody knows African Stars is a very strong team. And when I was national coach, I had about 4 or 5 players in the team when we were in East London in 1980.
Did I talking about the national team?
Yeah.
I picked up that when the players were selected, there was kind of players were identified. Damara, so-and-so is a Damara, the other one Herrero. But the white players were not like this is German or Afrikaans or Portuguese. I mean,
You know what? When I was elected as national coach for South Africa, I was with my wife in Honolulu in Hawaii. I got a tail-X, and they congratulated me and said, "Oh no, wait! I must ask my schoolmaster and the German school board." And they allowed me when I was back from Hawaii. And then I said, "Okay, now you elected me as national coach. Then I will have some trials. A trial here in the center of Namibia." I was with my school bus in the north, in Tsumeb. There we had some trials. And then I was at the coast in Swakopmund and in Walfish Bay, where we had also some trials. And then from all these 3 or 4 trials I had together, I collected the teams. Don't mention if you are black or white, or if you are green, or if you are Ovambo, Herero, Damara, or Nama. So at least I had 7 different ethnical groups in my national side. And we were very successful in East London. The first 2 games we won 1-0, then we were lock leader, but afterwards the other teams from South Africa were stronger. But this was very interesting for me to go up to the north and to the coast and to pick up the different players, not mention which colors they are, which confessions they are. They have to show me how talented they are. And that was very important for me, and everybody accepted this system with the trials and collecting the 18 or 20 players for East London.
At the beginning of the league, I remember the match against Rangers.
Yeah.
At Luke Showground. The African Stars players had a little bit of difficulties in understanding the offside rule.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. It was also very interesting for me because there was no good referee here in Southwest Africa.
I think you
Yeah, Smithy.
Dave Roney and
Smithy,
Big Love.
he was the final. He was the final referee. But whenever there was a very big game, black against white or whites against whites, they asked me, Dieter, can you be the referee, because our refs in Namibia, they are so good. So it was very interesting for me, because I have to whistle, to blow against my own team, African Stars. So it was tension for me. Don't make a mistake, otherwise they would say, African Stars coach and referee. So, but I liked this, and then I made also some seminars for referees to give them the basics, how to make a throw-in, free kick, and offside. And some 2 years I played international, like Belgium, with offside rules. And I told them, when they are attacking Willy Vrieder, and when I said, Bitte, this was running out, and they are all offside. And then, on the other hand, Black Africa, for example, or SKW or Rebels, they want also to have the offside rules. And then I said to Willy, if you got the ball and they are running out, then you drop the ball over them, and then you run alone, then nobody's offside, and you can, then the other ones can run. And that was offside rule. And that was also very interesting. And then accepted my system, 4-3-3, and the offside rules, yeah.
Well, 2 Wednesday Cup in the back, National League title, but that was the only year that when we played the National League title, then they went to Central and West. But the first day was national playoffs.
Yeah.
And then they've done away with that.
Yeah.
But you enjoy enough success. I think you also won the Matagal Cup. You won the Matagal Cup as well.